What did Brad Garlinghouse do at the BIS? Everyone knows that the Bank for International Settlements has been against crypto for a long time, but Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had been spotted in the International Banks Conference where authorities from BIS were also present. This spread some confusion among many. But let's dig into the Bank for International Settlements and find out their connection with Ripple. Hey guys, and welcome back to Crypto Millionaires, a channel where we give you information about investing in crypto. Please like and subscribe if you are new here to get everything you need to know about cryptocurrencies. In today's video, you will know all about the Bank of International Settlements, what was Brad Garlinghouse doing at that meeting, and what is the connection between Ripple and BIS. There is also an exciting story about banks for you today, so let's start our video. All about Bank of International Settlements, BIS. Banks for International Settlements, BIS, is a bank for central banks. It was founded in 1930 and headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, with representative offices in Hong Kong and Mexico City. The Bank for International Settlements is the oldest global financial institution and operates under the auspices of international law. But from its inception to the present day, the role of the BIS has been ever-changing as it adapts to the dynamic global financial community and its needs. By offering its services to various secretariats of financial committee and organizations created under its patronage, the BIS also functions as an international think tank for financial issues. Committees such as the Markets Committee debate and improve upon fundamental issues regarding the workings and regulations of the international financial infrastructure. The BIS carries out its work through its meetings, programs, and through the Basel process that is hosting international groups pursuing global financial stability and facilitating their interactions. It also provides banking services, but only to central banks and other international organizations. Ripple CEO spotted with BIS General Manager. On May 14, 2019, a conference International Monetary System was hosted by Swiss National Bank and the IMF. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was also spotted in the conference, where the General Manager of BIS, Augustin Carstens, was in attendance. Ripple CEO had the chance to give a few remarks about Ripple, its technology, and products to some of the most influential central and commercial bankers of the world present there. The discussion about the adoption of digital assets went intriguing, and the Ripple CEO won hearts at the Swiss National Bank conference. Brad Garlinghouse started by briefly explaining what Ripple is, a Californian private company that's focused for years in solving a particular problem, the problem of international transfer using blockchain technology and in some cases, the company's native cryptocurrency XRP. He also talked about what advancements Ripple intends to bring up. In his talk, he said, "We're trying to solve a problem or selling technologies to banks and financial institutions to solve cross-border payment problems. To be clear, we have not focused on the central bank digital currency issuance.
And we're trying to solve a problem. We're selling technologies to banks and financial institutions to solve a cross-border payments problem. To be clear, we have not focused on the central bank digital currency issuance."
In addition to this, he stated that their view is very much needed to be interoperability globally, and even in a world of CBDCs, you still need interoperability to solve this problem. He also noted that 6% of the SWIFT transactions require human intervention. He also talked about the 3 Ripple products. The first one is Xcurrent. Xcurrent doesn't touch crypto. It is kind of SWIFT 2.0. It is a messaging framework that is much more efficient in real time as compared to its fiat to fiat. The second product is XRapid, and XRapid is really where we use XRP to fund real-time liquidity. The third product is simply an API that allows corporates to do real-time payouts into a network called RippleNet. He said, "One of the reasons why Ripple has we've been very focused on solving a specific problem for a specific customer, and we've been focused on that for a long time."
I think one of the reasons why Ripple has done well is we've been very focused on solving a specific problem for a specific customer, and we've been focused on that for a long time.
Ripple connection with the Bank of International Settlements. We all know that the Bank of International Settlements has always been against cryptocurrencies. The BIS had said over and over that they see no need for digital assets and they have no purpose in the world. Augustin Carstens, the general manager of the BIS, had once said that cryptocurrencies have serious economic design flaws. Cryptocurrencies do not scale like sovereign money. They are prone to congestion, and the finality of payments is problematic. The first issue here is their cumbersome setup. To put it in simplest terms, if I buy a coffee, you have to store the payment information. In fact, you have to store the history of all purchases ever made. and it may mean that your pending transaction cannot be processed easily in a short time. But after some time at the conference, the general manager of BIS, Augustin Carstens, did a complete 180 and has opened his eyes. He said, "Bitcoin is interesting. It's not a good store of value, and it's not a currency." He goes on to say that blockchain, if used right, can be very powerful. That means BIS is warming up to digital assets. The BIS mission is to serve central banks. A central bank's main function and purpose are to supervise and regulate banks and financial institutions, implement monetary policy, maintain healthy levels of inflation and employment, issue and monitor currency, and aid the government in financial payment services. If the BIS gets on board with crypto, XRP, and they see a real use case, and they see the impact XRP can have on the world, the floodgates will open soon. If BIS gives the okay on digital assets, all the central banks around the world will have the approval to go out and find a digital asset and a use case. The biggest pain points in the banks will be settlements, and Ripple XRP is the only digital currency that can solve this problem. The IMF and the managing director of IMF, Christine Lagarde, keep putting Ripple exclusive, and the king of banks BIS is the same room for reason. To get the point across about XRP and the clear issue Ripple is trying to solve, it was no coincidence that Brad Garlinghouse was at this event in Switzerland and was on the panel to present. Without the BIS understanding the use case of digital assets, especially XRP, whose main target is to speed up the way money moves around the world within banks and speed up settlement times, then we will never replace SWIFT. Ripple's goal is to take over SWIFT, an outdated and old technology. Bank of International Settlements and the Rothschild Family. BIS is also known as the central bank of central banks. It competes with other international financial organizations for banking activities. It controls all other banks worldwide. The bank's capital is held by central banks only. 63 central banks and monetary authorities are currently members of the BIS and have rights of voting and representation at general meetings. It is known that the bank was created by people who work for the Rothschild family. The interesting part is that the Rothschild family secretly owns almost every central bank in the world and uses their power to influence world events. The Rothschild family is the wealthiest Jewish family originally from Frankfurt that rose to prominence with Mayor Amschel Rothschild, a court factor to the German Landgraves of Hesse-Kassel in the Free City of Frankfurt, Holy Roman Empire, who established his banking business in the 1760s. The Rothschild family has frequently been the subject of conspiracy theories, many of which have anti-Semitic origins. In order to prove that the House of Rothschild has the hidden hand behind the founding of the Bank of International Settlement in Basel, Switzerland, supposedly the central bank for central banks pictured above, the following facts need to be sustained with compelling evidence. The men who founded BIS were working for or with the House of Rothschild when they founded the bank. The governors of the central banks, which became members of the BIS board of directors, were working for or with the House of Rothschild in their financial policy making. The House of Rothschild has benefited, whether directly or indirectly, from any aspect of the business conducted by BIS. There is a veritable plethora of evidence that would substantiate the logical assertion that the Rothschilds have benefited both directly and indirectly from the operations of the Bank of International Settlements since its creation. The inescapable conclusion is therefore that the BIS is and always has been a House of Rothschild interest, despite the fact that the evidence is disguised by the governors of the world's central banks sitting on the board, every one of which is controlled in much the same way the Rothschilds control the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve. A rigged system in their favor if there ever was one. According to the CoinMarketCap, at the time of writing, the XRP price today is $1.63 USD with a 24-hour trading volume of $13 billion USD. XRP is up 3.23% in the last 24 hours. The current CoinMarketCap ranking is number 5 with a live market cap of $57 billion. It has a circulating supply of 35 billion XRP coins and a maximum supply of 100 billion XRP coins. So guys, this is it for today's video. I hope it could be a big help to you. What do you think about Ripple connection with BIS? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to click the bell icon. And thanks for watching.